Hey, my name's Dave Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. House prices are up, house prices are down. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you house prices are up. And that's due to the fact that we've got the latest Halifax data. They're saying house prices are up. In fact, they're saying they're at all-time highs, the highest they've ever been. Now, this is their data from their lending book. It's what they're lending on at the moment. But they also break it down on a region by region basis. So I'm going to tell you which areas have been doing very well. And also there's some big updates about first time buyers properties at the moment. They're not looking so great. So we'll talk about that as well. Now, if you're new around here and you haven't done already, do make sure you subscribe to the channel over there and hit that bell notification. We're on the way to 50,000 subscribers, and by subscribing, you'll get all the latest house price news, interest rate news, property investing news, and much, much more. And let's get some views on this video so everyone knows what's going on. And your part's simple. All we need to do is smash like, tick or like, do something to that like button. That helps with the YouTube algorithm, and that does really help the channel grow. So thanks to everyone that does that. So this is interesting. Halifax have brought their data out early this month. Normally it comes around the 12th to 15th, but they've come in early and they're saying that house prices are up. Now, we give you all the main sources of house price data, and then it's your part to really form your own opinion on what you think's going on in the market. So last week we gave you the nationwide data, and remember, nationwide are just looking at data from properties that they're lending on. So they have a few brands. They have Virgin Money, they have Nationwide, and they have the Mortgage Works for buy-to-let properties. And they saw house prices as down 0.1%. Halifax is another source we give you. We also give you the Office of National Statistics. That has a big lag. So we've got roughly the June data last. And so that is showing what's going on. And that's the ultimate real data, but there is a big lag on it. And we also give you the Rightmove asking data, house price asking prices as well. And that's important to understand because that gives us the market sentiment. We can really understand what's going on in the market. So what are Halifax saying? Well, they're saying house prices are up, and not bad. A little jump here, 0.3% up. That was in August. And that's quite a decent jump in just 1 month. They're saying that they feel the market is fairly robust and strong, and it's not going to tear away and suddenly get really, really expensive. But they think it's stable. They put that down to a few reasons. One is wage growth. That's helping improve affordability. It's slowly doing it. You see, that's a big improvement as people get 4% pay rises, which a lot of people have been getting. That means they can afford more. And so that does help with the market. The other thing is the fact that interest rates have dropped. So the Bank of England's dropped rates, but more importantly, lenders have passed those rate cuts on to people as well. And that's bringing more people into the market and giving us a fairly stable market. Now, this is the third month in a row that Halifax even have seen house prices go up. So they're seeing the market is pretty strong. Where is it at? Well, they're saying the average price at the moment is £299,331. So nearly over that £300,000 mark. And this, on Halifax data, at least, is the highest ever. What about on an annual basis? Are they still going up? Well, this is dropping. Same with the nationwide data as well. So we've got a 2.2% increase on an annual basis, which isn't bad. But if you take into account that inflation is pretty much 4%, in real terms, house prices are actually down around 2% this year. That helps, again, with affordability. So that's a positive thing. It's also good for people that want to buy property, but it's also good for the owners of properties because the cash value hasn't dropped. So people aren't going into negative equity at the moment. In fact, this is the best way for houses to become more affordable, with interest rates going down, with wages going up, and the value of the property being eroded by inflation. That's what you want, because that helps everybody. It helps the existing owners, it helps the new buyers, and that is a good thing, in my opinion. I think that's the best way. Now, first-time buyer properties, they've struggled a little bit. And so first-time buyers are buying properties on average for £237,577. Now, first-time buyers' budgets have dropped by 0.6%. So they're buying less. They're buying cheaper properties. They're negotiating harder to get those deals done. So that's interesting to see that that's not an absolute tearaway. And that's because there's not the stamp duty incentive. That's gone away now. So a first-time buyer doesn't have that great incentive that they had with stamp duty. And so they're looking at other options in the market. What is the whole market looking like? Well, the North East, the North West and Yorkshire have had house price increases of 4% on average. So they're pretty much flat with inflation. So that's not too bad there. The Southwest house prices have actually dropped 0.8% down in the Southwest. And that's interesting because we've talked about that. You've got lots of councils that have doubled the council tax on second homes and buy-to-let properties. That's making some of those people leave the market. Higher interest rates have meant they're leaving the market. And so there's various reasons that people are leaving the market. And we've heard all year, multiple times we've spoken about it, that the Southwest people are leaving. Now, the people that live in the Southwest, this is what they wanted. They didn't want people to have second homes. But we'll see, because this is going to impact tourism. This is going to impact people that own those properties. Do they sell, or do they just sit on the market empty for a long period of time? That's not good for a local town or village either. So it's interesting to see how the Southwest does. The Southeast is up. So the Southeast is up 0.8%. So a tiny little increase in the Southeast. That's where the majority of my property is. So in real terms, with inflation, it's not been a great year for capital appreciation. But the one place that has absolutely smashed it in the last year is Northern Ireland. And everybody is saying the same. The Office of National Statistics, Nationwide, Rightmove, everyone's saying that Northern Ireland has been a red hot market. 8.1% up in a year is quite staggering. So it's interesting to see if that continues, that momentum, or eventually it starts to peter out. Let me know what you think in the comments. So house prices are up. Two things can be true. The Nationwide can be true, saying they're seeing house prices down. Halifax can also be true, saying they're seeing house prices up. Let me know what you think's going on in your local area. And if you didn't already, do make sure you grab in the description a copy of the Fundamentals of Property Investing. This will help you buy property below market value. And then if you're already a landlord or you want to become a landlord, it will teach you how to get high cash flow for that property. And that's essential in this market. So we'll talk about HMOs, serviced accommodation, how to do the BRRR strategy, buy, refurbish, refinance, rent. There's tons of stuff in there, all the legislation you need. It's really a great little program, and it's £20 for the next few days. Grab a copy of that. I'm going to pin it in the description. I'm going to pin it in the first comment as well. Do also check out all the other content as well on the channel, including this video right here.